What's up, people? Chris here to talk about this weekend's junior welterweight unification bout between Amir Khan and Zab Judah. Fight a lot of fans are looking forward to, myself included. Actually, I wrote an article on ScienceBinds.com talking about this past weekend, talking about 4 fights I'm looking forward to, or fans should be looking forward to this summer. The most, in my opinion, and Judah Khan was definitely on that list of 4, along with Antonio and Rios and a couple other ones. If you're interested, go and check it out. Anyways, on to this bout. Actually, real quick before I even start talking about this bout, I've been wanting to mention if you subscribe to my channel or like boxing channels on here, subscribe to a new channel, Stanky Boxing. I'll put the link in the information part of the video as usual with all the other stuff I always do. But yeah, man, this guy just started posting videos and his channel is pretty damn entertaining. I got to be honest, man. He's got some good analysis, but just his takes on the fights are pretty damn funny and entertaining. I definitely see this guy's channel, if he continues doing it, having a lot of subscribers and success in the future, because I think the way he breaks down fights and talks about them is just pretty entertaining stuff. So be sure and check out Stanky Boxing. Back to the fight itself, though. Originally it was supposed to be Amir Khan versus Timothy Bradley. Of course, Timothy Bradley, let's just say what it is, financial reasons, decided not to sign for the fight. So credit to Amir Khan for taking the fight. Coming off that win over Paul McCloskey, technical decision where he was basically winning, but there was a headbutt, a cut, the fight was stopped. But Khan was going to win that fight regardless. I couldn't have seen it going turning in McCloskey's favor. Before that fight, of course, Khan had that war with Maidana where he knocked Maidana down in the first round, almost finished him with the body shot. Controlled the majority of the fight, but then late had to survive against Marcos. Zab Judah, for his part, was coming off a 7th round stoppage over Kaiser Mabuza where he won the title. Good knockout. I don't know how good he looked in that entire fight, especially not too long before he got the win, but good win for Zab to pick up a title, another title. Before that, of course, he had that split decision win over Lucas Matisse, which is, at times a lot of people thought that score was that decision was a bit debatable. Even more so now, knowing that one of those judges was one of the judges also scored the fight for Paul Williams this past weekend over Erislandy Lara. So yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Or as they say. Anyways, as for this fight, man, there's so many parallels between these guys. Both really hyped fighters when they started their career, young fighters. And both have had setbacks. Both had setbacks. Of course, Amir Khan's, his being that loss to British Prescott where he got knocked out in the first round. Zab Judah's, the Kosuzu fight is probably where it started. And since then, he's had his ups and downs. The Mayweather fight, of course, he was winning early and then just faded late as usual. The Clottey fight, same thing there. The Matisse fight. I can't even think of all the other times where Judah's disappointed. But, it's not that many. But it seems like Zab Judah's career is more marked or remembered at this point for his losses than his biggest wins. He unified the title at welterweight over Corey Spinks, but people don't even really look at it that much. That's right, the loss to Baldomir, of all people, when he was supposed to originally fight Zab. It's another loss where you're just like, those moments seem to be more memorable for Zab, his screw-ups, or, his mental lapses that cost him in the ring, more so than his victories. And Khan, people still question his chin, they question a lot of stuff about him. I don't really understand why. I don't know, maybe people just don't like the kid. Or that's the only thing I can say it boiled down to. I don't see any reason to. Sure, he got knocked out once, and, that just goes to show his chin's not the most solid, but surviving that Maidana, onslaught late in that fight, I think that kind of, in a way, showed a little bit that, I can't even think of the exact terminology I'm looking for, or the words, but I think he showed that when the going gets tough, so to speak, that he could hang, Will that happen here? We are yet to see, right? Both guys really talented fighters, physically gifted fighters. Great hand speed, although I think Khan's hand speed is probably a little bit faster than Zab's at this point. Zab's in his 30s, Khan's still in his 20s, but Zab's still fast as hell. Power edge, you got to give it to Zab Judah. He's always had some serious power. And of course, Zab's now working with Pernell Whitaker, which seems, it should benefit him. Let's just say that. I think him and his dad, Yoel, that team could only go so far, and I don't know if Yoel was always the best cornerman to have when Zab was facing adversity. So Pernell Whitaker should be a plus in Zab's corner, but I actually favor Amir Khan in this fight. Like I said, I believe he's a little bit faster, so Zab's not going to have that advantage, which he usually does. And Khan's really getting good at working that jab. That should be able to keep Zab at bay. He's got a slight height advantage, if not a reach advantage. Khan's going to move. He's not going to sit there and try to, trade. It may be similar to the game plan he implemented against Paulie Malignaggi. Of course, Zab's a much bigger threat than Malignaggi was, but I can see a fight playing out similar to that early on. Zab, of course, is always a dangerous fighter, usually in the first 5-6 rounds. That's when he's at his biggest, his biggest threat to his opponents. And then after that, he usually fades, So look for him to, go in there and try to make things happen early. But if they can't, I'm not saying he can't catch Amir Khan and hurt him and finish him off, but I just don't see it happening. I think Amir Khan's going to fight a very smart and safe fight early on, I think anytime Zab gets too close or puts him in danger, he's just going to wrap him up or attempt to, or move out of the way. So I think it'll be a good fight early on, but I think mid-rounds on, Khan will probably take control of it just because Zab always fades, for the most part. Maybe not in the second Corey Spinks fight, but for the majority of his fights, he just seems to fade. And as the fight goes on, he just seems to get worse, in all honesty, And although Khan, showed that same problem in the Maidana fight, I think that was more so Maidana's pressure, something that Zab's not really going to bring that kind of pressure or that kind of heat, similar to El Chino did. So I favor Amir Khan to win this fight. I hope it's exciting. It could turn out being a stinker. But I'm going to be optimistic and say it's going to be a good one. I think it'll go to a decision most likely, even though both guys are questionable at times, particularly late in fights like I've mentioned time and time again already. But I don't think Khan's going to go for the kill here because Zab's always dangerous. And I think he's just going to play it safe, as I said earlier. So I'll go with Amir Khan to win this fight by decision. Do expect a competitive bout, more so early on. But I think Khan's going to pull this one out in the end and, just keep on moving up the ranks. Hopefully he'll get another big name next. And, as for Zab, if he loses this fight, might be his final shot at the big time. If he wins it, though, bring on Tim Bradley, Devin Alexander, or whoever else is out there. Anyways, that's it for now. Talked about this fight on yesterday's, no, I didn't talk about it on Science Finance, or did I? No, I didn't. I completely forget when this fight is. But it may not even be this weekend now that I think about it. Maybe next weekend. I think it is. Shh. I can't believe I forgot this fight wasn't until next weekend. But anyways, I just knew it was upcoming. Anyways, we'll be talking about this fight on next weekend's Science Finance show since we didn't already. Since I'm ahead of myself, but I'll put a link to the information to the show and the information part of it as usual, as well as a link to sciencefinance.com, link to my Twitter, and a link to Stanky Boxing. Like I said, check that cat's channel out. Subscribe to it if you like it. Subscribe to it even if you don't like it. That's it for now, guys. Want to hear thoughts on this fight? Who do you see winning and why? And if you're looking forward to it, how do you think it's going to play out? That's it for now, though. Till next time, I'm out.